Welcome to 7 markets you should be selling apparel to. In this first installment, we're going to talk a little bit about municipalities. Overall in this series, you're going to find that we're going to share with you not only 7 different markets you should be selling to, but how to do that successfully. So how to choose the right blank, the right decoration, and how to find those customers in your area so you can be profitable with these lucrative markets. So let's talk a little bit about municipalities. Municipalities, which feature police, EMS, local construction crews, anything like that, falls into a different category. These government agencies create a huge opportunity. In fact, in 2017, the North American workwear and uniforms market is estimated to bring in a revenue of $10.49 billion. So there's a lot of money to be made, especially in the apparel sector. And so when it comes down to reaching this market, we're going to look at 3 different ways to do this. First, we're going to look at product selection. How do we choose the right products for municipalities? Secondly, we're going to look at decoration. So what type of decoration are these groups looking for? Which type works best? And then lastly, we're going to talk about how to find these customers. And so we'll talk about different ways you can build lists, looking outside your local area, and all of that to start making money profiting with this. The first option is always going to be to choose your blank, and so we need to have some samples and some products selected before we go out and start finding these customers. So when we choose blanks, one thing about municipalities is that they often purchase on value, and so they're government agencies. They're traditionally looking for some kind of value to be built into the package, whether that's with the blanks that you're choosing or the way you're packaging products together. They tend to like being able to see that they're getting a good value for the money that they're spending on the items that you're printing. And so it's worthwhile to look at some value blanks, especially if you're just printing simple things like t-shirts or long sleeve shirts and even basic outerwear. If you're just kind of printing that basic market, then I recommend looking at some value suppliers. Sanmar is one that offers a great value line in their Porton company. And you can usually get inexpensive blanks and be able to get a valuable garment that's still long-lasting at a lower price. So that's one recommendation. Product, price, and quality are big selling points whenever you even create your packaging pricing for these customers. So not only when you're choosing your blanks, but even just in presenting pricing, you always want to present pricing to them in a way that's showing them the value that they're getting. Another thing to consider is being able to offer specialized items. And so those things fall into more of a higher end workwear category. These categories include reflective garments, wind resistant or water resistant outerwear, and more high-end items. In fact, if you're starting to sell to, let's say, federal aid highways or roadways or crews that work on those groups, then you'll find that they absolutely have to have high visibility jackets and pants, vests, and all of that. And so if you're going after that market, the products that you're going to sell them are certainly going to have high visibility reflective tendencies to them. Likewise, if you're selling towards a fire organization and you're looking to sell their uniforms, then something that's flame retardant is going to be very important. So look for those specialized keys. You may even find that your supplier for workwear has some specialized items. So if I'm going after the EMT market, I may be able to choose a blank that has some additional pockets and areas that I can embroider or decorate that makes it a more usable garment for the wearer. So those are some tips whenever you're choosing the items that you're selling. Next, we're going to look at decoration. And so the decoration that you select tends to be 2 different types of decoration on these items. We see the name drops, or being able to personalize it with somebody's name. That's one large opportunity. For name drops or personalization, we tend to see either embroidery or heat transfer materials used for these types of applications because they tend to be the most cost-effective for personalization. Now, the heat transfer realm will actually allow you to even get some higher-end finishes like reflective that then complement those high visibility effects. And so that's one of the big key opportunities there in general with heat transfer materials, whether it's with name drops or the second category, which is going to focus on branded logos. So that is putting the actual organization's logo on the back or the front of the item that you're printing. With that, we tend to again see embroidery. Screen printing is widely used, as is screen printed transfers if you're doing a higher quantity for the organization, and heat transfers are still widely used. In fact, if you're looking for a special effect finish like a reflective, heat transfers tends to be the most popular way to go because it's the easiest to get the reflective on the item. There's no additional steps or additives. You can simply either order custom transfers in a reflective material or just load it on a vinyl cutter and cut it and get that custom graphic. So those create some great opportunities there. Keep in mind, if you are decorating flame retardant clothing, then screen printing or patches tend to be a better choice than embroidery, so you're not punching too many holes, or even heat transfers if the adhesive will stick depending on the transfer type. So you're not putting too many holes through the item with direct embroidery. Lastly, let's talk a little bit about how to find buyers and how to price items. So I talked a little bit earlier about being able to build packages and create value. That's incredibly important, the way that you show products and pricing to your customers. So making sure you're building in enough of a margin that you can offer discounts when they purchase multiple items in a package set. Also, convenience is very big. So again, if they need jackets and pants and a vest, packaging those items together, make it convenient for them. And the convenience may not even be in the way that you're selling the products. It may be in the way that you deliver the products. But keep in mind that when they're looking for suppliers, pricing and convenience are too big a factor. So you need to work that into either your delivery or your pricing or just the customer service that you're offering them. Next, when it comes to finding buyers, I recommend starting in your local area. So using Google, Yellow Pages, either of those to find those types of organizations that are in your area. So we're looking at construction workers, adopt-a-highway workers, tow truck drivers, electric companies, construction workers, utility workers, landscaping companies. There's a huge list of them that need these types of high visibility or workwear items. And so you can start searching for those types of companies that are in your area just using Google Maps or Yellow Pages. Next, you could contact small business specialists at large corporations, so they will be able to send you a list of the items and services that they're looking for. And so that may be a great way if you have a large organization in your area that you want to go after, reaching out to those small business specialists there. You could also check www.gsaadvantage.gov website. That shares more information on larger businesses that hold government contracts. And so you may be able to find some new leads that you hadn't thought of, maybe that are outside of your area, that hold government contracts, that have a need for some of these workwear type products. And so there's a variety of ways you can get started. Like I said, I recommend starting in your local area and working your way out. Once you build your product offering with the right products and the right decoration, you'll find that you're able to be successful in this market and start selling to this lucrative opportunity. Thanks for joining me for this week's opportunity of 7 markets you should be selling apparel to.